He has some very strong things to say about some things that people are saying about him.
CNN enters the dark side, spouting unbelievable far-left propaganda. We'll have a report. And sympathy for criminal, illegal aliens? Are some pundits providing that?
Caution. You are about to enter the no-spin zone. The Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. CNN goes over to the dark side. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Every weekday we do 3 hours of commentary, 2 on the radio, 1 on TV, and every day the far-left smear website Media Matters takes that commentary out of context and feeds the defamation out to the public. Media Matters, which acts in concert with the now notorious Move On, has labeled me anti-black, anti-Hispanic, homophobic, and anti-Semitic. I'm sure I'll be a member of the Manson family shortly. Of course, this is all nonsense, and we usually ignore it until it is picked up by the so-called mainstream media. Elements at NBC News have made a living parroting Media Matters garbage, and now, sadly, CNN has jumped into the swamp. Recently on the Radio Factor, I did an hour on how racism is dumb, how it is driven by fear, and I even used my own late grandmother as an example. Now, you can hear that radio hour on BillO'Reilly.com. It's very interesting discussion, and we didn't hear one complaint about the program that ran on more than 400 radio stations. Well, yesterday, Media Matters distorted the entire conversation and implied I was racist for condemning racism. Stunningly, CNN echoed the defamation on at least 3 of its programs. The reason CNN did this is because its ratings are abysmal. It is getting hammered by Fox News, so they're desperate for attention, and smearing me is one way to get it. Unfortunately, many in CNN's audience have no idea what I said, and some believe the garbage they are hearing. Now, I talked to CNN last night before that program. It was obvious they didn't listen to the Radio Factor, so I explained the deal. They went ahead with the racist angle anyway. This is dishonest and dangerous. If a slime machine like Media Matters can get its far-left propaganda on CNN and NBC News, the nation is in trouble. Talking Points has said many times on this broadcast that we respect CNN. We haven't attacked them in any way, and in the past they have been responsible. But this is absurd. The Media Matters defamation was also picked up by the local ABC affiliate here in New York City. Again, totally irresponsible. Finally, CNN did a documentary a few weeks ago by Christiane Amanpour. In that documentary, Ms. Amanpour put forth that religion has caused a lot of pain in the world. Now, some considered her presentation anti-Semitic and anti-Christian. We could have easily hammered CNN and Ms. Amanpour. It would have been simple to do that, but we did not. They reported. The audience is smart enough to decide if anti-religion bias was present. Failure leads to desperation. The Factor has been #1 for 6 consecutive years and defeats our cable news competition combined. The other cable news outlets are ratings disasters. Last night, The Factor had 6 times as many viewers as CNN at 8 p.m.
Later. Coming up, Fox's Bill.
Just like the rest of us.
I couldn't get over the fact that there was no difference between Sylvia's restaurant and any other restaurant in New York City. I mean, it was exactly the same, even though it's run by blacks, primarily black patronship. There wasn't one person in Sylvia's who was screaming, MFer, I want more iced tea. You know, I mean, everybody was, it was like going into an Italian restaurant in an all-white suburb, in the sense of people were sitting there and they were ordering and having fun, and there wasn't any kind of craziness at all.
Tonight, O'Reilly fights back with an old lawyer's axiom. When the law is against you, argue the facts. When the facts are against you, argue the law. And when both are against you, attack the messenger?
Media Matters distorted the entire conversation and implied I was racist for condemning racism. Stunningly, CNN echoed the defamation on at least 3 of its programs. The reason CNN did this is because its ratings are abysmal. It is getting hammered by Fox News, so they're desperate for attention, and smearing me is one way to get it.
Right, okay. My take. I'm surprised someone as savvy as O'Reilly got caught saying something so dumb. I challenge O'Reilly on this show over many of his comments, but he's a smart guy, a fellow wordsmith, if you will. He should know better. I listened to the whole thing. He says the words are taken out of context. He was actually decrying racism, and that's true. He was lecturing his audience on why racism is bad, but he's missing the point. He wasn't trying to be a racist, but the reality may be even more dangerous, that he felt he had to tell his audience that black people are just like the rest of us. So either he's assuming his audience is completely ignorant and racist, or he himself is making those assumptions.